of Modern Family, Danny Zucker, has been calling out Donald Trump for years. He is joining me now. And Danny, you got into a Twitter battle with Trump about 2 years ago, and it's catching a lot of attention again, to say the least. I want to read some of those tweets for you before we get started. So first you tweeted, "You've always been tough on China, sir, particularly the children who make your bleep clothes." Donald then shot back with, "Danny, you're a total loser." Danny, then you wrote, "Since you're unable to manufacture decent comebacks, maybe you could outsource the job to China." Now I know why you write for Modern Family. And then Trump tweeted back, "Just tried watching Modern Family, written by a moron, really boring. Writer has the mind of a very dumb and backward child. Sorry, Danny." Well, he said sorry. And then your response, "Doesn't like the show I work on, but then we've never tested well with the racist, hypocritical, multiple bankruptcy demo. We have reached out to Donald Trump, but have not heard back." Danny,
shocked.
Racist. Those are pretty strong words.
Well, isn't that what he is? Just as just empirically, this was the guy who many years ago took out a full-page ad to have 5 innocent young African-American men executed. And then when they were exonerated, his apology, because he says he's happy to apologize, his apology was, well, they were in the park at night. They were guilty of something.
So
it's a guy who could not fathom that our first African-American president could get into Harvard or be an American. So I think what's surprising is that people are surprised that this is happening.
And you're referring now to what he has most recently said.
Yes, about the Latino immigrants.
Right. Why did you decide to go after him publicly? Because, Danny, some people would say, listen, you're just fueling the fire. The more that you engage, the more he's going to say.
Yeah, well, this was like 2 years ago, and so this is this went viral this weekend again, which is sort of the Twitter equivalent to getting residuals. So I didn't have to write anything new. But I was just poking fun at his hypocrisy a couple of years ago, and randomly, of all the things he ever, like, the thing that started the entire thing was, because I had been tweeting at him, he'd never say anything, was he was crowing about the ratings of Celebrity Apprentice. It's like, we won the night. And it's an easily checkable fact. And so I reposted it and I said, hey, cool story. Here's what actually happened. And it showed him finishing 4th, well behind a repeat of Family Guy.
Okay.
And that's what set it off. And he just started to respond. And it was like, as a comedy writer, it was a gift from the gods. And I can hardly take credit for outwitting Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean, I don't know anybody who can't outwit Donald Trump.
But maybe his retort in that regard would be, hey, we won in reality television. I mean, has Celebrity Apprentice ever gotten the numbers that Modern Family has gotten?
Oh, in the heyday, it did great. But now when he was crowing about it, I think there were channels of CB radio that had beat it in the ratings.
Right.
So I don't think it was exactly.
Were you surprised that he tweeted back in the first place?
Oh, surprised, thrilled, shocked. Yeah. I mean, I generally write jokes on Twitter. Mostly my main target is trashing my own children. Yeah, it was like this, it was just a gift when he came back. And he's such a bully and such like as much fun as I have with it, for me anyway, a genuinely terrible human being. It was a delight.
Well, I can imagine that. I'm going to ask you this question, but have you had lunch with him since? Have you talked to Mr. Trump since this whole exchange, or can I safely say no?
Shortly afterwards, he reached out in some equally cryptic letter where I think I responded that I didn't like him and didn't want to be friends, and he said if I had met him, I would surely like him, which speaks to his delusion.
Right. Well, you never know, Danny. You never know until you actually meet someone.
But I kind of do know.